Yeah, I think the new methods for the methods of student-centered learning and active learning are drastically changing the role of the student within the process of creation of knowledge. Student stops being a simple consumer or reproducer of the knowledge, but he or she becomes the one who co-creates and co-designs the learning. It increases the ownership towards learning and towards the knowledge. It increases motivation and enthusiasm towards learning. And this also is very much beneficial for the academics and for the institution, because it creates a path where not only student is self-improving, but also the teachers and the institutions are self-improving. This helps the teachers to realize and get also motivated to constantly work on the quality of their teaching.
We know from the literature that active learning works, and it's a difficult issue not just for staff but also for students. So I think there is in some students as well resistance to some active learning methods like group work and so on. So there is a kind of cultural shift that's required across the board. But I think for staff, it's interesting because staff haven't really been trained or experienced in facilitating active teaching, because it means stepping back and it means not showing your wealth of knowledge and experience and resisting the temptation to do that. But I think there's something about the requirement, as there is in other professions, for continuous professional development year on year, regularly, and the need to kind of show and show that you're engaging with the literature like you would do in your research activity, but show that you're engaging with the literature, show that you're engaging with the conferences, show that you're reflecting and thinking about your teaching.
The way that our students learn has changed remarkably over the decades. But the European guidelines and standards, they sort of advocated student-centered learning. Now that's actually sort of filtered through into national policy and down into institutional policy. So in Ireland, one of the ways that we've been dealing with it through our national forum is to work with the sector around assessment. So, and moving the sector from all the time focusing on assessment of learning, which is measuring what students have actually achieved, to actually assessment as learning and looking at it as a learning process in itself that allows students to self-regulate their own learning. And one of the other initiatives I think that's very good is that we have a national student engagement program. So within institutions, and it has to happen within institutions, we have senior managers, teachers, and students working in partnership to develop these enhanced learning environments that we so dreadfully need.